One Piece is currently in its final saga, and that in itself means that the story is now much more intense than ever before. The stakes are higher, and the scale of everything is just much bigger. This has been very prevalent in the very first arc of the final saga. Of course, with high stakes and bigger scale come stronger villains, and one simply cannot ask for more than the Five Elders in the One Piece world. The Five Elders are incredibly powerful individuals who also oversee the entire world and its functioning. Now, they are directly involved in the ongoing arcs, as all five of them have been summoned on Egghead. The powers of the Five Elders have always been mysterious, and while most believe them to be devil fruit users, there might actually be more to their abilities, which is something other than devil fruits. The very first member of the Five Elders that we got to see properly in action in One Piece is Saint Saturn. Saturn was sent to Egghead Island to get rid of Vegapunk and make sure that the Marines as well as the Cypher Pole succeeded in their mission. As to why Saturn was specifically chosen for this task, it was simply down to the fact that Saturn is the warrior god of defense science, and Vegapunk himself is a scientist. Given this connection between the two, it makes sense why he was on the island, especially because the Five Elders took care of Vegapunk in terms of the authority of the Pacifistas and the Seraphims. As soon as Saturn was revealed to be a part of the main opposition force on Egghead, it was easy to understand that at some point he might be called into action, which actually happened sooner than expected, and Saturn was seen transforming into his devil fruit form rather quickly. When he stepped foot on Egghead, he used a bizarre summoning circle that was surrounded by flames on all sides and had black lightning emerge from it. Saturn then took the form of a weird creature with a giant stature, the upper half of an ox and the lower half of a spider. The power of this creature was bizarre as well. Saturn was able to injure people with just his looks and deal tremendous damage to them. At the same time, he could also hold people in their positions using some mysterious power. If all that wasn't enough, Saturn also showed incredible regeneration powers. All this seems rather strange, given that no devil fruit functions this way, at least out of those that we have seen so far. Still, the majority of the fans have given Saturn the benefit of the doubt and just assumed that his devil fruit gives him these incredible abilities. However, the more we look into the powers of these Five Elders, the weirder they get. If we look at the devil fruit powers of Saturn, there are some abilities that fit into the devil fruit category and some that don't. For example, Saturn does have two forms, and that can easily fit into his Zoan transformation and his man-beast form. This is very similar to how Zoan devil fruits function. Then, we can also assume that his ability to use invisible damage and hold down people with an invisible force is an ability that belongs to his fruit. However, the fact is that Saturn also possesses a regeneration factor that is, simply put, absurd. Nothing seems to damage Saturn, and every single attack that he takes appears to be ineffective. Luffy, even in his Gear 5, could not damage Saturn at all, and this is quite bizarre. No matter what kind of Zoan fruit one possesses, this ability is not usual at all. What's even weirder is the fact that this ability is likely shared between all Five Elders. That, in itself, makes it very strange as far as devil fruit abilities go. No five devil fruits share the same power, and even if Zoans have a higher regeneration factor, they have never held power that can magically erase all damage as if the user wasn't even scratched to begin with. If that wasn't enough, the Five Elders simply keep getting more absurd the more you look at them. In One Piece chapter 1109, the Five Elders were shown to have the ability to communicate telepathically over long distances. Saturn, who was on Egghead, could easily communicate with all the other members of the Five Elders, despite there being great distance between them. This was incredibly strange, unlike any other ability that we have seen in One Piece. To add to that, Saturn was then able to use a summoning circle to summon his fellow Elders to Head. Once again, this is unlike anything that we have seen in One Piece. No matter what kind of devil fruit power Saturn possesses, he should not be able to do this. And it appears that he's intrinsically linked to all the other four Elders, and that together, they form an incredibly powerful unit that, although they seem to have devil fruit powers, also have other abilities that they have been blessed with. At this point, it is safe to say that the Five Elders might be devil fruit users, but they also have other abilities up their sleeve that we do not know the origins of. Clearly, Saturn does have some sort of devil fruit power that allows him to transform into a spider-like creature and also take hybrid form. That is a true sign of a devil fruit, and it would be dismissive to say that he doesn't have this power. The same logic would apply to all the other members of the Five Elders as well. All of them likely possessed a devil fruit power up their sleeve. However, the Five Elders also likely hold demonic abilities that they have gotten from Imu, the sovereign of the world. Their abilities do not simply stop at devil fruits. Clearly, they have powers that far surpass every fruit's limitations. These powers most certainly include the absurd regeneration factor and, of course, the telepathic connection and the summoning rituals, along with even some abilities that might vary from person to person. Hopefully, we will find out more about these supernatural abilities of the Five Elders as One Piece dives deeper into the Egghead Island arc. Clearly, One Piece is getting even more intense as the story continues, and it is clearly the most exciting time for us to read it. So, thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you in the next video.